So this is the first video I'm going to be doing on a series on co-creation and manifesting, where we're going to dive deep into the ideas behind the law of attraction, our part in the co-creative process, and what are some of the tools we can use to start creating a better life for ourselves today. So in Torah, there's something called hishtadlus. Okay? That's usually translated as effort. It doesn't matter what it is that we're trying to accomplish, whether we're looking to get a new job, we're working on a relationship, or we have a hobby. If you want to reap the benefits of what you're working on, if you want to achieve what you're trying to get to, it requires effort. They say that God can move mountains, but you better bring a shovel, right? So when we think about effort, when we think about your part in getting something done, turning a thought that you have, a dream, an idea, and then actualizing that idea, manifesting that idea, bringing it out into the world. So there are really three ways that we can do it, and we're doing them all the time. Whether we like it or not, we're constantly involved in the manifesting process. You know, today we think about the law of attraction. You think about manifesting as some like magical heebie-jeebie thing, but when you think about what the word to manifest means, it means to take something from a state of potential, a state of idea, from the unmanifested, and have that come out into the world to actualize something and to make it manifest. So there's really three ways that we can do that. And I'd like to use the example of maybe strawberry ice cream. There's three ways you can get to strawberry ice cream, okay? So the first way, and we'll call this like the first mode of consciousness, is physical action, right? Everything starts with a thought. You had the thought, hey, I want some strawberry ice cream. That's what I want to have right now. I'm looking for some red, yummy, cold goodness. And so you think, what am I going to do about this? So you get up and you leave your home and you walk to the store and you get the ice cream out of the freezer section. You go to the line, you wait online, you pay for the ice cream, you come back home, and then eventually it's on your spoon. And look at you. You're a great manifester. You've found a way to take a thought, an idea, and you have manifested it into reality. And that's what we call physical action, right? The second mode, right, is verbal action. Again, starts with a thought. I'd like some strawberry ice cream. But this time, you send out one of your kids or a friend of yours who you know is going to be passing by the store to go pick up some ice cream for you. And then they come over to your house, they come back, they hand you the tub of ice cream, you say thank you very much, and once again, you're a wonderful manifester. You've been able to take an idea, right, and bring it out into the world. You've actualized a dream of yours. The third, and this is maybe the one that we're interested in this series, is going to be a mental or vibrational action, right? It's action by vibration, action by thought, which looks more along the lines of, I'd like some strawberry ice cream, and you sit and you think about it, and you feel about it, and you dwell on it, and then the weirdest thing happens. Someone knocks on your door and says, hi, my name is Sam, I work with Haagen-Dazs, and we're giving away the newest version of the flavor strawberry ice cream. Would you like a tester? And when that happens, what do? So you smile, you take the ice cream, and then you call everyone you know and say, you're not going to believe what happened. The craziest thing just happened, right? Like, I was thinking about strawberry ice cream, and someone knocked on my door and said, I have some strawberry ice cream for you. That's typically what people mean when they talk about manifesting or the law of attraction, something in that realm where you haven't really done anything, and yet it certainly looks like you've gone and you've brought something into this world. You've taken an idea and it's manifested in reality because you've thought about it, felt about it, dwelled on it. We're going to talk about how to do that practically, but at least to understand the setup is there's physical action, there's verbal action, and then there's mental or vibrational action. Those are the three ways we can take something from an idea, from a thought, and bring it out into the world of reality to actualize. So now, I'm sure you're wondering, okay, so how do we do the third one more often? And yeah, it's the third one that we're interested in. But just remember, we're always doing all three. There are 2 points, that a massive, crucial paradigm shifts that are important to understand before we jump into the mechanism of how this all works and why it works. The assumption, the axioms that we have to work with as we move forward are the following, right? Number one, and this is maybe the point where many people get the idea of manifestation and co-creation wrong, which is when I say, did you manifest something? So there's an assumption that you are the one who created it. You're the full-on creator. You're the manifester. You're the doer. So the number one paradigm shift we have to make is we are not the doer. We are not the manifester. In fact, it is, whether you're calling it Hashem, God, Source, the infinite, the universe, however you're relating to the creator, right, with a capital T, capital C, right? God is the manifester, right? That which is bringing things into being is always perpetuated by the life source, by the energy of this reality. And that's the first shift that one has to make, right? If we don't make that shift, we're going to be living in ego for the rest of our lives, even if we're looking like we're creating, but it's all selfish. It's all, look what I did. That's not true. And this is going to be something that we're going to work on. There's a meditation we're going to do at the end of this video. And what that means is we have a part in the process of creation, right? Manifesting is about our role in co-creating, right? That this is the gift that's given to us in life. That though there is a creator with a capital C, we've been given the gift of free will, and that which we think about, speak about, act upon, everything has an impact as part of the co-creative process. But paradigm shift number one is we are not the manifester, the creator, with a capital C or a capital M for manifester. Okay? The second paradigm shift that we need to make is, what is our role? So if we're not the creator, it sure looks like when I go to the bank and pull out money from the machine that I'm the one who did the actions and therefore I created the potential for there to be money in my hand. What is our role in the process? So I'd like us to shift our awareness or our perception of ourselves as creators and doers and shift them to co-creators and specifically space creators, okay? So our role is co-creator, right? The language by the sages is shutaf maisabrachis. We're partners in the creative process. We are co-creators. And what does it mean to be a co-creator? What is our role? So I'd like you to start thinking about yourself as a space creator, meaning we're not the ones that bring the flow from above to below, from potential to actual, but we are the ones who've been endowed with the gift of creating the space for the flow to come in. So from this point forward, I'd like you to think of yourself as a space creator, right? And when you create the space, right, so then the flow from above can come to below, right? And it's really about an alignment, right? When we can align with a higher vision, with a higher vibration, with a higher ideal of who we are, with our higher self, all of those things, whether that's in thought, speech, or deed, they create a space for that to come into our lives. So paradigm shift number one is we're actually not the ones doing the manifesting, and we're not the ones doing the doing, but we are the ones creating the space for the doing to come through, and that's the gift that we've been given. This is actually the core idea behind the Shabbos, behind the Sabbath, right? Once a week, we take a day fully off and we don't do any creative acts. Why? Sages say that that's the day where it's the source of all blessing, because it's a day that we're supposed to stop moving and recognize that even though we're the ones that appear to be doing the actions on the outside, there's a life force moving through all of us and moving through this whole world, that when it comes out the other side, we have to recognize we have a part in creation, but the source of all the blessing is actually from the infinite, from the higher power, from God, right? This is a great metaphor I learned a long time ago, which is that when we're a baby in the womb, right, everything is being taken care of for us, right? There's no baby while it's in the process of gestation and being created that thinks it's creating itself and it's creating all the things that's going on inside. So while we are a baby in the womb, we know that we're not the one doing, we're the one being done. And then we're born, and what happens like right as we enter this world is we develop this thing called an ego. Ego is EGO, stands for edging God out. We basically say, it's okay, God, I can take it from here, right? I can make it work from this point forward. And we think we're the ones doing the doing, right? So it's not that we don't have a part, we don't have a role in this life, but we have to recognize that it's a partnership. There's a co-creation, and we're working together because we're connected to the infinite. We're connected to the source. We're connected, and we're all one. We're all doing this together. We all are on the same journey of being part of the co-creative unfolding of life. So let's get really practical. So there's a verse in Proverbs that says, "Gol el Hashem ma'asecha v'yikonu machshavosecha." What that means is, give to God that which you would like to manifest, and that will create the space, the base for your thoughts to come into the world. It's pretty amazing, right? Give over to God that which you'd like to be in action, that which you would like to manifest, and that's what creates the space, the base for your thoughts to come into the world. The first step is being able to give it over, right? So there's two ways to understand that. The first way to understand it is to let go of the thought that you're the one doing the doing. No outcomes are yours, right? You can start it, but the end of the process, what happens in the end, that's not up to us. So the first idea in Gol el Hashem, give it over to God, right? Give it over to that higher power, is to let go of the thought that we're in control. But on a very basic level, on a practical level, what it means is ask, tell God, tell the universe, put it out there. What is it that you want? So step number one is going to be to ask. And when you put those two ideas together, you get this idea that's called surrendered wanting. It is to want, or surrendered asking, right? To ask, but to do it in a surrendered way where you don't think you're in control. And you give up the ego, you give up the power that you think you have over reality. And you say, but this is what I want. So ask. And what I'd like you to do is take a moment right now, as you're watching this video. If you want to pause the video for a minute, you can do so. And think about, what would you like this week? This week, think over the next 7 days. Think about something that's possible for you to achieve. It's possible for you to get to. And you would like that. And ask for it. Taking the time to stop and ask for it is the first step in creating anything in your life. Remember, you have access to infinity. You're part of the source. You're an aspect of God. You're a part of God. You're a bright light shining in the world. So because you're connected to the eternal pool of well-being, the eternal pool and source of all blessing in the world, right? You can ask for miracles. You can ask for things that are amazing. We're going to talk about why it doesn't always work when we ask. But for now, ask for something that you think is possible, that you think is plausible, because it's waiting for you. Our job as co-creators isn't to go make the doing, right? A famous rabbi, Rav Dessler, said that from the top down, right, God always wants more for you than you could ever want for yourself. And therefore, God always wants to be given to you. The source of life wants more life for you. That's why it created life, right? So the giving is happening. The flow is happening. The question is, are we open to receive? Our part in the co-creative process is we're receivers, we're space creators. By creating the space, we open ourselves up to receive, and we do that when we come into an alignment with exactly what our higher self wants, what our higher self is. So we're going to talk about that in the next video, but right now, I'd like to do a meditation with you on just coming into that alignment, trying to make that shift from thinking that we're the doer and to recognize that we're really the space creator. So just to pull this all back together, we spoke about the idea that if you would like to have something show up for you in your life, you're going to have to put forth effort. But there's 3 types of effort, right? There's physical action, verbal action, and then mental or vibrational action. And that third one is the effortless effort that we're constantly involved with. And that's what we're going to try to learn how to use. We spoke about the 2 paradigm shifts that a person has to have. Number 1, that they're actually not the manifester. They're not the doer. But that the source, God, the creator, is always the one bringing it from potential to actual. The second paradigm shift is that we have a role in the creative process, and we are co-creators, we're space creators. And by creating space, we actually open ourselves up to receive that which is dying to come out into the world, right? The blessings waiting for us, right? And the third thing we said is the beginning of this process is to ask. Gol el Hashem ma'asecha, give it over to God. Surrendered asking, surrendered wanting. So let's put these things to the test. And right now, we'll do this meditation together. It's a meditation on how to clear yourself out. Very simple guided meditation. And we'll see you in the next video.